in kicking like there is like in swinging a golf ball. He went through all of his years. He was pretty good. Some coaches didn't like him. He got benched a lot. Another coach would like him. He got up. And then when he was 10 years old, we went to Korea, and then we tried out for some teams there, and he made one of the top teams. It was like the first time he ever made a big league team. And it was hard on him because he was basically benched the whole year, the first year. And it was also hard because Korea is very homogeneous. Like in Gwangju, which is like 3 million people, I'm like the only white dude, period, seriously. And we have mixed kids. The mixed kids have mixed feelings, reactions towards everyone else. People do, on a daily basis, when we're walking down the street, they will stop my son and want to take a selfie with him because he has like the perfect male face according to the population there. That's what this, it's just like it has all the good features and all the cream features kind of mixed together and stuff. But at the same time, they're very homogeneous, and the team is too. And so he was always the outsider. And then he got called into the game towards the end of the season. He ended up scoring the winning goal and then making an assist to basically end the game. And they won the championship. So the next season, he got to start. And in every single game, he either made the assist or the winning goals. He's not the fastest kid, still isn't today. Not the biggest kid, still isn't today. And from there, you know, this is like 8 years of training 4 to 5 days a week. And me spending hours with him and private coaches and lessons. And lots of people thinking, you know, oh, geez, he's really not that physically talented. I mean, come on, dude. He's much more academic. Have him do something else. And a lot of hard times. And then now he comes out here, and now, you know, all those other players out there, this is 9 years later, all those other players are 13 years old doing what 13-year-olds do. He's a professional soccer player, gets a salary, okay? So my point is not to brag on my son, but it's patience on here. You've got to have patience. I have people come in, and I review over around 20 to 30% of support tickets that come in because I want to get a pulse of what's going on. And I get people coming in and saying stuff like, I got my site up, it's been indexed for a week, and it's still not, none of the pages, none of my keywords are even in the top 10 yet. What do I do? I have other people checking in saying, hey, it is, I thought this course was going to be newbie friendly. And we're like, hey, we're here to support you. We'll support you in every possible way we can, 7 days a week. Some things are going to be a bit challenging, but we're here to hold on your hand. You know, and if you just really get frustrated, we'll just do it for you, you know. And we've had people give up right at that point. And I'm like, really? Really? Giving up that early? You've got to have persistence, man. Look, when I was 10 years old, my mom lost her 2 jobs, and she's still going to college. And we were homeless for 2 years, from 10 to 12. And I remember I used to always be the first one to be to school. I'd be there at like 5 a.m., the same time that the cafeteria ladies would show up to start cooking breakfast and lunch. I'd be the only one there. It's dark in the morning. You know why? Because it was freaking cold outside, and I needed to warm up. And because I didn't have the best environment on there, I wasn't the best in academics. And I also had a severe studying problem, like severe. And so I was misdiagnosed in the school system back then as being mentally handicapped and having like motor skill problems. And so I was put into the retarded section. So I was no longer with the other kids. I was now in the basement with the retards. I couldn't even do recess. So I was told that I was nothing and that I would be nothing from the time I was 10 years old till the time I got out of school. That's what I was told. But I knew inside I was worth something more. But I had to persevere. I had to eat basically junk for years on that. But I didn't make it I didn't make it. The most I'd ever made in my entire life was $40,000 up until I was 41 years old. Okay, and there was a period of my life at that time I lived in the backseat of a car. Okay, so but I had patience, perseverance. I always knew inside I was worth more. I always knew deep down inside it wasn't meant to be that way. There was more out there. So for God's sakes, have patience with this game on here, folks, please. Don't get caught into this, I'm going to give this a try for 3 weeks and see how it goes. Are you kidding me? I'm going to give it a try for 3 weeks and see how it goes? There's nothing worth this crud in this world that you can give 3 weeks and it's worth nothing. What you put into something is what you get out of it. Okay? In 2008, when I won the Transformation Bill Phillips contest, and a lot of you have seen those before and after pictures, right? This is not bragging, it's just a fact. There is very few, if any, I can't even name them, if you can put them in the chat box, of people who've won a before and after picture, and 9 years later they look better. Most of them gain all the weight back, literally months later. Months. Look them all up, they do. Why am I different? Why am I in a different position right now than them? Why am I in a different position right now than you? Why does my company on here earn over 7 figures per month? Because I'm patient. I'm patient, and I'm here for the end game on this end of it. I don't expect I'm going to try it for 3 weeks. Oh, I'm going to try this contest thing for 12 weeks and see how it works. No. 9 years later, it's worked even better because I'm patient and I'm persistent on this end of it. You got to be patient, man. You got to work this thing through. Look, if you're new to this or you've been here for a while, you've known over the past couple of months on here, and more recently, I've really been driving home the whole master domain site. That takes patience, and the whole key behind that is have enough patience to get through, to get those 4 to 7 to 8 cities ranking on page 1. Okay, at that point, I'm telling you, it's almost a free pass at that point. Google just trusts you, and it's like you want to just start ranking in other cities. It takes sometimes 0 to 1 or 3 simple little backlinks, sometimes just citations. It doesn't get any easier than that, and then you're ranking in 100, 150 cities. This is a scale game, okay? And then I've shown you 2 examples of sites like that. I've shown you the Mr. Handyman site, okay? That's worth between $75 and $100 million. And then just last week I showed you the recovery.org site, which another member on the site brought up an article that some little lonely, never heard of SEO guys ranked that site up, and they just sold it for $32 million. Did you take a look at it? Did you take a look at how many few backlinks there are on those sites? Okay, this is not rocket science, but it ain't going to take you 3 weeks, okay? It's not going to do that. You got to get out of that mindset. When you guys are looking at your, when you're looking at, people get all fuzzed out and freaked out about which city am I going to start in, hey, it don't matter. The end game is 150 cities you're ranking in. Just start anywhere. I mean, seriously. Just start anywhere, because it's not about the 1 or 2 cities on here, okay? It's about the many. Have the patience, have the perseverance, have the hustle to be able to go through and persevere through this. We have people coming in and they want to immediately start the, because it looks sexy and shiny, they want to start the pay-per-call advertising. And I'm telling you, if you want to build a long-term, sustainable business on here, you got to have the patience. That's going to work the absolute best when you've got a site that's at least ranking somewhat page 1 or 2 in your city, and then you layer on top of that paid. You're going to build a much smarter business model, because you're going to be building 2 sources of leads that are going to be coming in. They're going to be more cost efficient, okay, way more cost efficient, and you're on your way to reaching that master domain where you get that tipping point. And then the other cities just really rank a whole lot easier than those first 4 to 7 do. And now you've really got something going on at that point. But if you want to try to look for the shortcuts, guess what? If you're going to look for the shortcuts today, on that end of it. Instead of playing the patience game and being very clear about what you want to go, then in 2017, 2020, 2024, come look me up and see where I am at that point and where you are. Because while you were looking for shortcuts, I was playing the patience game and hustling. And that's what you need to do, folks, on here. Hustle it, play the patience game, play the perseverance game. Stop feeding into the shiny objects, the instant gratification, I want to win riches on here. I don't know anyone who made riches overnight. I don't know. All the stories out there try to make it look like whoever made it successful. They don't talk about the years in college where they suffered and how it was a torment in order to quit and drop out, and then all the hours and years in a garage, and they didn't know if it was going to make it, and stuff like this. Nobody was believing them in all these years, and even then have more ups and downs. I mean, no one talks about that stuff. They only talk about the end game on here when you catch the mouse. I'm just saying you got to play the patience game. So enough of that rant on here. I've got a very special guest on here today. It's an honor to have her on here. Her name is Jeanne. So I'm going to pass the screen over to her. She's got an intro she's going to do herself, and she's going to share with you how she's crushing it locally on this end of it, and it's a completely kind of different perspective of what I'm doing, and I want to expose that to you. And she's also part of the community. You'll see her in the Facebook chat group in there, and when she contributes on that, you definitely want to pay attention. And let me switch over the screen. Jeanne, are you there? Oh, I have to unmute her. That's what I got to do. Hang on 1 second. Let me get to that. Attendees, there we go. Whoa, we're like blowing up, like almost 400 people in here. Unbelievable. Okay, unmute her. There we go.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I am here. Yeah.
Yeah, here. And okay, so I'm gonna try to switch the screen over to you. And then we're going to do that. I'm going to make you presenter. How's that sound?
Okay.
Okay to make presenter. And then you should get a little pop-up button.
Yep.
Beautiful, beautiful. So before you get started, get your screen showing up here. And while you're getting your screen showing up here, there it is. Beautiful, right there. She's going to tell you all.
Wait a minute. I've got to make this show my main monitor. Oh, no. Okay. Can you see it now?
I'll give it just a second. There we go. Perfect.
I've got like 3 monitors, so I want to, it's on my middle monitor, so I think you can see it now. Yeah.
We're good to go. Take it over. I'm all ears.
Okay. Well, I can so identify with Chris in so many ways. A long time ago in another life, we were so poor that our electricity was turned off, and I told my children we were going to play pioneer for a few days. So we lit lanterns, and they thought we were just having a social experiment. They laugh about that now. They're in their mid to late 40s, and so I understand how that goes. When the internet came about, it leveled the playing field for a lot of people, and I was one of them. I was in my 40s when that happened. I'm 65 now, but I was one of those crazy people that went to college for the fun of it, just for the sheer fun of learning. And when the internet exploded, I came to life again, and you would have thought I was 20 when I was 40. So that's just a little screen to show you who I am. First of all, I'm a wife. That's my sweetheart. I've been married to him for 26 years, and he's my best friend. And I'm a mother and a grandmother of 6, and 3 of them are right here with me today from Texas. I've been a serial entrepreneur. I am certifiably unemployable. I could never work for anyone else, even if it meant being poor. I could never work for anybody else. We enjoy a lot of things. My motorcycle, we have an RV. I'm a published author. love to cook. Changing some of those habits right now. Trying to get some things under control. But anyway, that's a little about who I am. I live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, where it's pouring rain right now, the remnants of a tropical storm. But I want to tell you what I did 5 years ago when I didn't have a Chris Winters, when I didn't have a model to follow. I own InTouch Solutions, which is an automated answering service, and which means I own a voice over IP switch. But I wanted to get into local marketing, and so I did. And then I had this idea. I didn't know the term landlord model. I didn't know the term rank and rent. I didn't know any of this, but I had an idea. And here's what this next screen is. I want to show you just my state. And there's South Carolina. We have 4.8 million as of 2014. It's growing because, you know, people from the north move down here all the time. But look at the comparison. Like Georgia has 10 million. New York City has 8 million. It's a small place. It's small potatoes. We also have the distinction of being the first state to secede from the Union and where the first shots were fired in the Civil War. Isn't that quite a legacy? But it's an unusual state. When I first started selling here, people, you know what they would say? Chris, they would say, "Who's your mama?" I say, "Her name is Carolyn." What do you mean? And it's just a different world here. And I've been here 26 years. But you might think this is small potatoes, but here's what we've done. I live over here on the edge with that little point sticking out. That's Horry County. And I live right there on the ocean. And so I made a directory. And I didn't know any better. I didn't know about master domains. Had I known then what I know now from following Chris, I would have done this differently. But he's asked me to share with you what I did. So what I did was I made a home services directory, and then I did all the wrong things. I bought city plus niche, like Myrtle Beach Pest Control, Myrtle Beach Plumbing. I bought all those up. Of course, 5 or 6 years ago, it didn't matter as much as it does now. And I got those ranked, and I put them in a directory, and I sold spots on it. Well, that's 5 years ago, and guess what? They're still paying me. So this directory brings me, I did some calculations earlier to make sure my numbers are right, $7,900 a month. Okay, the demographics, I'll show you in just a minute. But this, I've got another one that's 1 year old. It's down here in Georgetown County. Georgetown, the city of Georgetown, is the third oldest city in the country. And it's also an unusual place. But there's some overlap with some of the folks on the Myrtle Beach site, and they pay extra to be in Georgetown, so the income on that one is not as great. But we're still building that one out. It's got almost $2,500 a month coming in. I just started one here in the middle of the state in Florence. Really small place, but it's got some good folks, and they all need plumbers and air conditioning people, you know, pool builders and all that. So I started one up here in what they call the upstate about a year ago. That's where all my family lives except for me. And that one has 65,000 people in the city. It has almost 500,000 in the county, and I've been really lazy about this one, so it's only got $24.75 coming in just because I'm lazy. No other reason. I'll say I've been lazy toward that. I've been doing a lot of other things. But anyway, so again, Columbia is our capital city, and that one's next. And I bought up all these domains a long time ago. I just keep renewing my domains, thinking one day I'll get to it, and I am. So look at my county. My county has 289,650 people as of 2013. Now, Myrtle Beach only has 30,000 people. But look in my county. I've got a directory for North Myrtle Beach. I've got a directory for Myrtle Beach. I've got one in Conway. That's our county capital. And then you see all that land around there. Well, there's people that live out there. You know, they need home services. So Georgetown, the county only has 60,000 people. The city has less than 10,000, and I'm pulling 5,000 a month out, or 3,000 a month out of it, or 2,500. Yeah. If you look at the city of Conway, it's got less than 20,000 people in it. And look at Conway. There's people in Conway paying for Google ads for a plumber. And I did a little picture here of all those competitors for the plumber, and guess what? Only one of them even has a review. Only one of them even has a review. So the competition is there, and I find it's important to look and see that there is a little competition, because if one guy flakes out on you, you want to be able to call another one and say, hey, do you want these phone calls? So if there's nobody else to call, you know, stick a fork in you, you're done if the one guy quits. So you don't want to do something that small. But let's see, did I have any more slides? No, I didn't. Okay. So that's kind of what we've done. And if you add all that up, all those numbers, I don't know, what was that? Let's see, 7,900, 2,500 twice, 12, I forget what they were, but let's say that times 12. Okay, I'm making $154,000 a year just on these little directories. And then I have my answering service business, and, you know, I make some training courses and sell those. And life is exciting, and it's just a matter of what you're going to focus on. And this is so exciting because everybody needs what we're selling. The guys in the little towns, the guys in the big towns. And Chris, I'm working on a way right now to make a hybrid of your master domain model, but yet not forget about the gold in the small market. And I don't have the answer to all that yet, but I'm working on it. And I will tell you this, I'm not afraid of anything. It's just not in my vocabulary. But one thing I did not understand was true sales. And there's a guy in this group, his name is Stephen Lloyd, and I met him out in the West, in the beautiful area of Mount Zion National Park at a conference. I was that years ago, and I had a group online, and I asked him to come in and do some sales training, and really he taught me everything I needed to know to sell all this stuff. So I'm so grateful for him, and I'm grateful that he's in our group too, because oh man, I got a lot of good history with Stephen. And so that's kind of where I am. I don't know where you want to go with this, but
well, we're going to turn over.
If you got any, fire away if you got any questions.
No, awesome. Thank you so much for that. It's beautiful. Hey, so many places we can go with this, and we'll let the group here kind of decide where we want to go with that. I know that, but I want to just kind of mention Steve for a bit. You had mentioned Steve, and Steve and I met in person for the first time in Vegas. He's part of the private mastermind group. It's the only private mastermind group I'm going to do, by the way. So it's never. I have no plans of reopening or anything like that. So, but he was one of the members in there, and just like in the Facebook group where he is like one of the he's like one of the people in the Facebook group that you kind of look forward to looking for his posts. He's the same way in person. He has a strong personality, and he was definitely felt and appreciated throughout the entire Vegas private mastermind group, where basically we rented a mansion, and we all stayed there. That's it. We all stayed there. We're all in one house. We didn't go down to the Strip. None of that stuff. And so we were in tight quarters for 3 days, and and then we did some very personal exercises in there that would just stay within that group. But he was probably one of the bravest people in that group as far as what he shared and stuff. And yeah, he's definitely somebody that you want to gravitate towards, and somebody who is there to give a lot. Basically, he's just giving a lot all the time to everybody. So I know he's coming out to Barcelona. And he's got some plans afterwards to travel throughout Europe, which is fantastic. And so if you want to rub shoulders with people like that, and I know that Jeannie was kind of hinting earlier, she's got a speaking engagement at the same time as the Barcelona event, and I don't want to put her on the spot, but she was kind of hinting about maybe changing her plans, and she might come out too as well. And again, these events that I'm holding on, they have nothing. We're not here to sell you nothing. These are work. We're going to sit down and work on the end of it. So,
Chris, I've told my husband
yes.
that if I change my plans, if he would come to Barcelona with me, and the way I've enticed him to make this happen is that I said there's lots of filming opportunities. Just think you'd be able to video, see? So.
Just, yeah. And hey, I haven't made good use of it, but your husband's more than welcome to use it the entire time. I've got like one of the top of the line, I don't even know what they're called. It's a little, I'm going to sound completely retarded here, but it's one of those things where you basically, what is it? It's got the little propellers, and it's got a camera.
It's called a drone.
A drone. I've got like one of the best drones. I haven't fully used it at all, but a filmmaker like your husband could go crazy with something like that here.
Oh my gosh!
Beach and the architecture.
Yeah, see, he's got one, but he doesn't. It's hard to travel with. So.
Well, see, this one that I got, the propellers just go one click off, so it's perfect for traveling. But he doesn't need to worry about bringing his. He can use mine. I'll just hand it over. He can use it.
Oh my gosh! Stick a fork in it. It's done.
Yeah.
We will be in Barcelona. All I have to do is tell him.
Awesome. So I'm going to jump into the question box here, because I know we've got a ton of questions going on with this, because there's just so much content going on here. The Barcelona and the contact support is going to be, what is it? I think it's the 23rd of September. I'll start posting that more in the chat book, on the chat box, or in the Facebook group soon. First drone. Okay, good. Let's keep going on here. Okay, so Jeannie, essentially, what are the components of your directory? I knew that was coming out. So what's this whole directory stuff here that you're talking about?
Do you want me to show you one?
It's entirely up to you what you want to show. You can show or describe. It's up to you.
Hang on.
I'm sure they'd rather see it if you don't mind.
Yeah, I don't mind. Let me find a way to get it up here. I've clicked on switch screens. Let me find it here. I'll show you my oldest one.
Let's
see. All right.
So we're still seeing your slideshow right now, just to let you know.
Okay.
There we go.
How about that? You see that?
Yep. That works.
So you talk about a component. We have a tab here for the business owners who want to be a part of this. We have where people can request a quote. We do use the, I own the platform the guy was talking about in one of your other calls called Ringless Voicemail. It's voice drops. And I have a white label version of that, and we use that all the time to tell homeowners, hey, go here, oh, it's Christmas time. You need a handyman to put those lights up. We do things like that. There's a coupon area here. Let's see. There is, I've got them listed according to general services, home improvement, home repair, and then outside services. That probably could be organized better, but it works. So, and then like if you went to, there's the flooring guy, for instance. And then we could go right over here and click and go to our, oh, I thought we'd go to the website. It's not. But, oh, visit the website. There we go. The flooring Myrtle Beach. See, we bought that a long time ago. And this guy is so thrilled that he asked us if we could turn it off because he had so much business. And we said, no, we're not turning it off. You go hire some people. There he is. He's larger than life. And great guy. And so, anyway, that's what we're doing. You know what? That took us off the site. I might need to have my webmaster look at that. I didn't really want it to go away from the site. So, you know, this is the oldest one we have. We run Craigslist ads sometimes, you know. Actually, we just do whatever we feel like doing because this thing is so well entrenched that we don't need to worry about it. I think we post one article a month or something, and they stay ranked. Sometimes we have the whole front page of Google just between the home services site and the niche and, you know, YouTube and whatever. So that's what it is anyway. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, I think so. That's awesome. I mean,
Okay.
there's very few people that would ever share that kind of stuff. So that's so I mean, they'll probably be very thankful for that. Okay, so let me jump right back in the chat on here. I know people are, I can see some of the questions come in right now. How do you, this is a kind of a basic question, but it comes up all the time, especially people just start out. How do you determine what to charge on this?
Oh,
It
was just kind of like a pig in the poke, as they say in the South. You know, I just said, okay. I didn't know I could charge by the call. Folks, this was almost 6 years ago, remember? So I just said, well, I think I'll just average it out, and I think I'll just charge $2.97. Okay, and then we realized, that's too easy. Nobody balked at that. Let's raise it to $3.95. And then we said, you know what? I think these calls are worth $4.95. We figured out that $4.95 a month was the place where nobody griped. It went under the radar of anybody who was counting beans, and we just kind of found the sweet spot. Now, would I have been smarter to have sold by the call, especially on niches like roofing? Yes, and that's what I'm changing by doing Chris's master domain model and somehow trying to figure out a way to incorporate the small town directories too. So I'm working on that, and Chris, when I get it figured out, I'll let you know. But we just decided on $4.95.
That's awesome, and I know exactly. See, the thing is that we get this question all the time. It's like, even before they have calls coming in, you know, even before they have site builder, is how much am I going to charge for a call? And the thing is that, and it's kind of scary for some people, but there is no exact formula. There's some really good estimated guesses about what you can charge. You can do things like you can look at what people will pay for a click, and then you can kind of guesstimate that, hey, maybe it would take 10 clicks to maybe get 1 or 2 closed deals, so that maybe or get 1 or 2 calls, and maybe one of those you might close, so that can kind of give you a little bit of an estimate. You can type in whatever your niche is, you know, plumber leads for sale, and you can look what those are. And usually those are going to be email leads, not live phone calls, so live phone calls are always a little bit more valuable. And then you kind of got to look and see what is an average revenue that comes in per niche. And you can kind of Google the stuff. You're not going to get exact science. That's okay. You can take all those things together and make kind of a guesstimate, and that's fine. At the end of the day, the market is going to tell you what they'll pay for it on that end of it. And then you want to make sure, and Jeanne brought up a really good point on that end of it. She found that kind of hot spot in her area where, remember what she said, her customers didn't call her. So if you price it really tight, then what you're going to get is you're going to get clients that are bean counters, and they're going to be really tight with their money because the margins are so tight. And then, but they're going to make sure that, hey, oh, maybe we didn't get the sale on this one we got overcharged on, and it's going to waste their time, and it's going to waste your time, which is a lose-lose. You want to lower that price down such that they're so happy that they don't care if a few slips through or whatnot. They're happy getting plenty of business, or even better yet, they got too much business. That's a win-win situation because it frees you up. You don't want yourself or your staff having to deal with these little pricing questions and stuff. You want to, look, a happy customer pays on time every time and never calls you. How do you achieve that? You price it so that it's a little bit lower than maybe what you could get, but at the end of the day, you're going to be able to grow and scale more because remember, you got 100, 150 customers out there or more, and then you priced everything so tight, and then all 150 of them are calling you every couple of days. You're going to have to hire staff just to answer all those phone calls, whereas you can kind of basically dumb down it a bit, make it a little bit easier for everybody to get in, lower the entry point, make it lots of room for cushion in there. Then they're not going to ever bother you. They'll just think, I never want to lose this source of leads on here.
Yeah,
They never
I
get
put them.
phone calls.
I put them on, Chris. I put them on automated payments. With their credit cards. I don't do checks. I'm not chasing money. They're on automatic payment. Now, the very first one I did, I sold it for $1 because I wanted to get their credit card in the system, and I let them have it for 30 days for $1 after I was sure it was ranked. And, most of them never, it bumped up to the full price after 30 days. Most of them never even called back and said, oh, what's this?
Nice.
So I'm for easy because I don't have a staff. I have a webmaster and a writer, but I don't have a staff to deal with people. Now, another reason that I did it the way I did it so that everybody got charged the same no matter of the average sale in their niche was because I took this one step further, and I had a little coffee and donut kind of thing for them about every 6 weeks at an old general store here in Myrtle Beach, and I let them all come in and get to know each other. And I didn't want them talking and saying, well, what are you being charged? Oh, you're paying $8.95? Well, I'm only paying $3.95. I didn't want them to do that, so I just sort of evened it out. But what that did in the beginning was it built camaraderie, and it built a spirit of community, and now they're part of like the online BNI club. And I had little magnets made, which they paid for, and on every job they put a magnet on the homeowner's refrigerator with Myrtle Beach Home Services and that main phone number.
Nice.
Yeah, and because I own a little phone company, I can actually have a menu. For plumbing, press 1. For air conditioning, press 2. And so I was able to, accommodate that. So I just really took it the hometown route because this is my hometown, But I see a bigger picture, and I love it. So.
No, that's awesome. Hey, no matter where you are right now, I mean, you could be in Germany right now, and in Germany right now, you could see this happening right away, right? It doesn't matter. You could be in Spain right now. You could see this happening. You could be right now literally in Idaho Falls, Idaho, of all places in the world, and you could see this kind of model happening on here. And then if you want to take it to the next level and expand it out, that's certainly there for you on that end of it. There's no doubt about it.
Money's pretty quick with this, Chris. You don't have to be as patient with the small model because you can have money coming in 30 to 60 days.
So that's a really good point. So let's talk about some of the advantages of doing this type of model on here, and maybe even interjecting how we might, because I could see someone doing this type of model with the end game being starting out with a master domain site, and then the end game being you're just, you might be starting out in all these little smaller communities and then start to spread out into the bigger ones as you move across the country. That could be a possibility too.
Since you are usually right, and you say that if you get some cities ranked the others fall into place much more easily. Well, why can't it be small cities that rank, and then Google will like you on the bigger ones?
Absolutely. I have not tested it, but it makes a lot of sense. It really does. On that, at least on the scale of just going out to a whole bunch of smaller cities and then start to work into some larger ones after that. And Google's got all this trust for you, for sure. And then you've got the short game model, and you've got the long term in there as well, because the really big thing is, and it's in reach with everybody out there, is you can build these sites out, and then you can build them with the end game of selling these things. I mean, seriously, once you've got this, because you're not you want to think of yourself as not so much of a lead gen business, but what you really are is you are a media company. You're building a platform where people from all across the country, or all across whatever country you're in, come to visit your sites. That's a media company, and they're looking for something specific that you've got, and you've positioned yourself so that you've attracted these people on here. That's a media company. That's like a television company.
Oh wow, I hadn't thought about it like that.
That's worth a tremendous amount of money. That's why these other sites out here have got all this, are selling for $32 million, or they're worth $75 to $100 million on here. They're just little, rehab sites and these Mr. Handyman sites out there. So I think definitely.
Here's our first company.
Yep, go ahead.
Our very first one that hit that dollar button right here. Beach Landscaping. Yep. And if I go to his little website, it's probably really crappy looking. Let's see here. It's all right. It's not the best one in town. I don't even know what theme. Oh, it's a Divi theme. Okay. Yeah. It's not the prettiest website in the world, but you know what? He was the very first one, so yay for him. And he says he doesn't need anything else to get his business. This is all he depends on.
That is awesome. That is so amazing. And look here. I mean, looking at the stuff on here, there could be a gold mine here, literally, for coming in and starting with these smaller communities across here. I mean, just out of curiosity, I don't see the question in here, but it should be in here. And that is, if you did something like beach landscaping for that particular city in Google AdWords, how many searches would come up? Would it show 10 or 0?
I don't know.
I mean, seriously. Yeah, you don't know. I mean, what's the population of this beach landscaping place? I mean, what city is this? We get one of our members out here.
This is Myrtle Beach. We have
Myrtle Beach.
35,000 people.
Okay, so Myrtle Beach. Someone out there in the chat box, can you search on Google AdWords or on that and for landscaping in Myrtle Beach? That'd probably be one of the main keywords. What's the main search? What's the search volume going to be for that? That would be really interesting, because I bet it's.
And look here, Chris. Look at my screen now.
Yeah.
Beach landscaping. There he is, #1 on Google.
Nice.
By the way, that address, that's the address of my CPA. She lets me use her. And look down here. Here's his real website, not the niche site that we use. Here's his real, because we drove his own site up by virtue of being attached to our niche site. And then there's but
not only being attached, but because probably yours came up first for a long time, and then the traffic naturally found that and clicked through to his.
Yeah.
And that's what brought his up.
Yeah. See, this one is, oh, well, yeah, we've got it going to his real site, which we rebuilt for him. Yeah.
So check it out here. So Eric and someone else came up with the same results. 20 searches per month on AdWords. So traditional thinking would say, this is a waste of time. I'm out of here. But
this is not fit Chris's 250 model, right?
Yeah, so it's like you're collecting how much per month from this customer? Is this one of these $4.97 type people?
$4.95. Yeah, he's a $4.95.
495.
Yeah.
He's a 495 on here, and this is, and as you stated earlier, this is all he needs. This is all he needs. He's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But if you went on the Google Keyword Planner, which I really have a love-hate relationship with that
I know, I do
tool. 20 searches a month on here, you just turn it away and say, this is crazy. I couldn't make any money here at all. And you're totally proving that wrong. And so the success is not just you, it is your client. Your client's a win-win as well. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
this is his main source of income. This is fantastic on here.
Yep.
So I know people on here are questions on here. Okay. All righty. So here's a good question. I'm going to say this one from Steve for just a second, but well, no, Steve's a good question. Let me do that. How are you getting these clients? What do? You just pick up the phone and call them up?
Yeah. I did in the beginning.
Oh man.
Yeah, I did. Well, now, let me be fair and say that I have a lot of answering service clients. So I went through my list, and I've had that answering service for 25 years. Now that runs by itself on about 5 hours of work a week. So, that just runs by itself. But anyway, I went through my list, and I thought, okay, do I have any people who are, plumbers and I just went through my own list and I cherry picked, and I said, like, I have a big carpet cleaning place called Healthy Home, and I did their answering service. So I called the owner up. I said, hey, I got something I want you to take a look at. And he said, okay. And I said, here it is. And I sent him over to this tab. I don't know what it says now. I haven't looked at this. Okay. Only one local business will be selected. Will you be the one? Okay. And I put a buy button on here for $1. And I said, Richard, you can't afford not to do this for $1, because I think we're really going to be able to get some new business for you. So will you do me a favor and hit that $1 button, Richard? I do good things for you. I played the Southern Grandma thing on him. He didn't know I was really a wolf.
That's an offer that's hard to refuse. So what happened after the $1 offer? What was coming next?
At that time, I was charging $2.95, and it is in the fine print. It said, you'll be, after 30 days, you'll be charged $2.95, and so that happened, and he stayed. Oh, they went through a family debacle with their business, and I don't think he's our carpet cleaner anymore. But he stayed for a couple years, and he never complained about anything.
That's awesome.
Some of them I didn't have a roofer, for instance, on my answering service list, and I didn't have any friends, and I couldn't pull my granny thing so I just went in the phone book or on Google. I think I went in the phone book 5 years ago, and I found somebody who was advertising like a dummy in the Yellow Pages, and I just called him up. Hey, I see that you're spending some money here, and I got something. I've lived here 25 years, or 20 years at that time, and you can ask anybody about me. They know I'm the real deal, and I got something I want you to look at. When can we do a little meeting online, or I'll come to your business or whatever. But I really think you need to look at this. This is going to be the next wave of cool advertising in our city, and you don't want to get left out. That's how I got my roofer.
Good.
And I think
You're good.
I think he is. I seem so out of touch with this, but it kind of runs itself. Let's see. Oh, there's a picture of what my magnet kind of looks like. I've actually got the extensions. The magnet's about a 4x6, and man, they really get off on we're the home services group, and I just feed them a few donuts once in a while, and they just they cross market for each other. I should think of something more healthy to feed them, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you probably should. You should try to feed them coffee and bulletproof
Would
coffee.
you guys like some kale red cabbage stir fry? We can get you right up. Yeah. By the way, I'm having that tonight. So I looked at your video.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I love it.
I'm gonna make my family eat it too. Let's see. I'm looking.
Yeah, good for them.
Looking for the roofer. Let me see what I got here.
While you're looking for the roofer, and just is that it?
Yeah, he's here. Visit the website.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
Let's see here. There he is. Now, obviously, they're getting a really good deal because, one roofing job, a repair job is going to net a couple $1,000s, and a roof replacement, oh my gosh. And see, I didn't show you this, but on the side of all their websites, there's links to the other guys. See this? They're all tied in their little club. They like that. And here's our blog articles. Hey, this is simple stuff.
Nice.
Yep.
Really good stuff. I just wanted to point something out that Jeanne's doing on that is that, for $1, how can you not try that out for $1 on that end of it? And it's a very similar strategy I use and my team uses to get new clients, and that is, hey, we're either going to give you a 3, 5, or 7 day trial, depending on the kind of call volume we can deliver, for absolutely free. That's it, and then they know exactly what it's going to cost after that. Everything's clear. Just try us out. So for 7 days, you're going to get free leads. Every lead that comes in, you're going to get a little message beforehand, so you know that it's coming from us, and you can log into the back end, and we give a username and passname, so you can see every phone call that comes in. You can see the ones that you miss, the ones that you answer, and you can calculate on your own how profitable this could be at your future prices after that. And then we make sure that we have a rep call in about a day before the full subscription is going to start, and we let them know. We just review over their account. We say, hey, over the past 6 days, this is how many phone calls you got. If you are paying for these, this is what it would have cost you. And based on the numbers that we talked about in the first conversation, this is an average of what the profit you would have made. So we just want to remind you of that because your subscription is going to start here in another day, and it always goes through really, really fine. There's no problems with that. That's the easiest. It's not even a sale. To have someone say, here, click here for $1 for a whole month of free leads, and then or to come in and say, hey, we're going to get 7 days of free leads on here for nothing. That's a no-brainer. That is proof in advance, and then after that trial period, any smart business owner, as long as they're given the right kind of data, the right kind of decision, they're going to know easily, hey, am I going to pay $2.95 per month for this, or am I going to pay $17 per call for this? Is this worth it to me? They're in a position safely that they can say yay or nay, and you want to make sure they're in the yay position on that end of it. And that's really how easy it is. People always worry about the sales and the getting the clients part, but when you do these kind of strategies on here, it's not that difficult because you're providing overwhelming proof at zero risk, and an intelligent business owner, or not even an intelligent business owner, just a business owner can clearly see this will be profitable moving forward, even if now I got to pay for it.
Yep. There's our Facebook page, and we go in there and boost the post sometimes, and we always put articles in here from the different niches, and yep.
So with your Facebook or your fan page here, how do you calculate that in as far as how does this help boost the number of sales, or is this more of a camaraderie for your vendors, or both?
But we're reaching out to the community with some ads once in a while, and see it right here. Do you know why title insurance is important for an insurance holder? And so if people say, oh, okay, well, let me see, there's our Myrtle Beach Insurance Services. There we are. So we're promoting that business by virtue of being on here. And then here was the roofer guy talking about ventilation, going back over there, the roofer. So we're highlighting the different people. Then we have a girl, a stay-at-home mom that does this for us. She'll just take articles and post them on here. I could get it done with some of my outsourcers, but she lives here and needs the income, so we do that.
Awesome. Hey, we got a bunch of questions that's coming in just real quickly on this. I'm just going to combine them together.
Okay.
People want to know this kind of stuff on here. Did you buy the theme that you use for your directory site? Did you have somebody custom build it?
No, I bought it. What's it called? DT. What's directory theme? You think that means that?
Okay.
It's a theme for us.
I just want.
Yeah.
Yeah, ThemeForce. There's a wonderful themes on ThemeForce for sure.
Yeah.
I just want to kind of remind everybody out there that what Jeanne's sharing doesn't, her success and what she's doing doesn't have to do with her themes on here. Although the theme helps and it looks good, her success has nothing to do with that.
It doesn't. It doesn't at all. And people get all caught up on. I mean, I had a gal I was selling a different kind of course the other week with Brian Anderson, and people on the webinar were bugging us about how will we invoice our customers. I don't know. Wait and get one. We'll figure that out. I mean, really, themes don't matter. This is a totally different theme. This is the one I have in Greenville. The one I've been lazy about. Well, something's wrong with it. I'm glad I clicked over here because the slider's gone. That one is just, that one's called Business Finder. I think it's also a WordPress ThemeForce theme. If this one were working, I'd show it to you. It's really beautiful. But note to self, call Webmaster tonight. Yeah. Because it's all screwed up.
I want everyone to kind of note a couple of things here too. That as Jeanne, she's been completely transparent here with us, which is a wonderful treat for everybody. So please appreciate that. But there's been, as she's clicked through, she's found mistakes on here, and I want you to know that it's not about perfection on here. It's about progress, and if you get stuck with perfection, you will end up in the same place you're in right now in 2, 5, 10, 12 years from now. Whereas other people like Jeanne and stuff, they're more worried about just progress and not perfection. They're going to march on through, and they're going to leave a trail behind of imperfection. But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't. It doesn't. I like to go for excellence instead of perfection. Excellence is a much better goal. And it's excellent that I found that mistake, and I will have my webmaster fix it.
There you go.
So, yep.
So really good stuff on here. So, yeah, imperfect action, exactly. Okay, so we have the theme question on here. Let's see. You got a lot of questions there, so I'm going to kind of combine this. I mean, everybody on the call is like totally digging you. I mean, this is
oh, good. We can all get hugs in Barcelona, right?
Yes, exactly. And then if somebody wants to get like a hold of you on Facebook to maybe, I know you've hinted at this and stuff, but I mean, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, how do they find you? Where do they go? They go here, right?
Right there.
There you go. That's it on that end of it.
There's my 25-year-old sexy picture. So there I am.
Oh, that's awesome. There's a lot to be said about patience because you've been married for 25 years, right?
Yeah. I was married 20 years the first time, and then I've been married almost 26 years to Leon, and he's the love of my life. I'll be married to him while we're still breathing.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So, yeah.
No, patience. It's so much about patience.
Mhm.
It really, really is an incentive on here. So,
And you know what, Chris?
okay.
I thought of
Yeah.
something. I want to share this with you. I thought of something
Sure.
in terms of being a learner and a researcher and a student. I think one of the best gifts I was ever given was from my father, who taught me to always be learning, always be looking, always walk around with your hands open so you could receive. And I was a student when I didn't have a dime hardly to my name. I was a student of what made a good parent. I would actually pick people's brains and say, how'd you get kids that good? How'd you do that? You know, tell me some things that worked. And I want you to know, my kids are 47 and 44 years old. I can't think of 5 minutes they have ever worried me or caused me grief, including the teenage years, because I was a student of parenting, and I was patient, and I learned, and I built line upon line and precept upon precept, and I got it right. But it wasn't without digging and searching and learning and being open and being present in the moment. And you guys have no clue how fortunate you are to be in a group with some of the people who were in here. And Chris leading it. Just get over yourselves and get on with things.
Wow, really, thank you so much for the kind words, and yeah, and I mean, what you do in one area of your life, you do in others, and Jeannie's a perfect example of that. Just listen to how congruent she is with the whole patient concept. The patient concept. If she applied the patient concept with raising her kids, which that's not a 3-week event, by the way, and then you move off to another shiny
Look at
object.
that. There's my
it's a
son.
lifetime commitment.
There's his perfect wife. He married a perfect girl. I think she is anyway.
He definitely married up. That's awesome.
He did.
That is awesome. Yeah, what a nice looking couple.
Yeah, they are. But it took patience. It took time.
That's the thing here. And the same patience that you've taken to raise your kids, trouble-free, by the way, which is amazing. And any parents out there can appreciate what you just said. And a lot of parents out there that might be suspect of what you just said, but that's just because it's so out of the normal. And it's the same thing that you did within your business, too. You just had patience. You didn't look for the next shiny object and move on. And it's just complete congruency on this end of it. And this lady here, who's this?
That's my daughter. She's
daughter?
24. She's a musician. And that was her latest CD. Came out in August. Actually, she had to have some major surgery not too long ago, and we were doing a little fundraiser for her. So, yeah, she is a sweetheart. She lives about a mile from me, and she's my content writer.
Wow, doesn't look a day over.
I know. It's not fair. It's not fair. She'll be 45 in December.
That's amazing.
I know. She's traveled the world, Chris. She's been to Barcelona. She lived in Sweden for years. She's been to Singapore and the Philippines and crossed China on trains, and you'd love her.
Awesome. I love it.
So, but nothing came easy. I was the odd parent out. I homeschooled, and people said, "Oh my God, you're living down there where the women don't work and the children don't go to school. Oh my God!" And I just smiled, and I got arrested for homeschooling one time.
Really?
I did.
Why?
It was not legal. It was not legal in the early mid-'80s. And I got arrested for contributing to the delinquency of a minor by way of truancy. I was taken downtown, they said I could come in or they'd come get me, and I said, I'll come, and I was fingerprinted and booked and charged, and yeah.
Wow.
And I said, nah, I'm going to do it anyway. So,
yeah, again, complete congruency here, folks. Complete congruency. All the way, what you did in one area of your life, you do in all. And even if Google comes in and slaps you and says, no, we're not going to let you rank, that's not going to stop somebody like Jeanne on that end of it. And
we just find another way around it. Yeah.
Just find another way around it. Yeah, exactly. You can do that.
Yeah.
So, well, hey, I cannot. Wow, this has probably been one of the best. Seriously, I know. I can tell by the attendance rate. The attendance rate, by the way, ever since you came on, just keeps climbing every hour. I'm not kidding you. It just keeps. More people keep coming on. I don't know how they're finding out, but there are more people coming on. So. Obviously, there's been huge love and curiosity about what you do and how you're doing it and stuff. And I just love the fact that your whole kind of beginning story, a lot of people can relate to that. And, that you're not coming from like a San Diego or some big city or Austin, Texas, none of that kind of stuff, because it kind of seems like everything's happened out of Austin, Texas, and San Diego, or all these other New York or Orlando or stuff, and here you are, you're coming out of basically some little tiny $4.3 million state here. It's got some rich history on it, and you're just kind of diving in and doing it, and people are asking you, who's your mama, who's your parents, and you're making it happen, which is awesome. Who is this young man here?
That is how I was greeted this morning in my office. That is my youngest grandchild. He's 4. And he came into my office and threw out his arms and said, I'm up.
And he's got some he got some different costume stuff going on. So he's got like some Spider-Man pants going on and a jacket. He's got like some ski goggles, like some swimming goggles going on, and some kind of like airplane pilot hat.
And he's got handcuffs, so that's the police part. Yeah, he gets all in there.
And he's got some in his pocket there. What is that in his pocket?
Handcuffs.
I don't know. Oh, that's handcuffs in his pocket. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I think what other people can see there is off to the left-hand side is a dog, right?
Yeah, that's my standard poodle. He tried to get in the picture, but then I have a Weimaraner as well. He's asleep right beside me right now.
Well, earlier before we started the call, the dogs were kind of going crazy. The kids were running around.
Yeah.
And I just let you know that, hey, if they get crazy during the call, it doesn't matter. But I haven't heard a peep out of anybody.
Well, I told the boys to take the poodle, the wild one, he's a puppy, out. And the old guy, he just came in here and went to sleep under my desk. So,
Awesome, man.
I like doing life at home. I love being at home. Oh, I love it. I love it when I travel, but everything I love is right here, Chris. My computers, my husband, my books, my dogs, it's all here. And I'm just having a great time. I'm just having a great time.
Yeah. And, when I first met you, which was in Orlando, not too long ago, you're just you have to meet her in person, because it's like she's just a little ball of fire. And you can't quite, you can feel it here on the call, but when you feel it in person, it's kind of different. It's always different in person on that. But she's really,
I remember seeing you and I thought, oh my God, is that Chris Winters? I thought he was overseas. And I circled around and I looked at you from all angles. And I said, it is Chris Winters. And so I just came flying up to him and I said, it's you, it's Chris Winters. Oh my gosh,
I remember that. I remember.
You look like, oh my gosh, who are you attacking?
No. That was good. That was good.
I think I said you're as cute in person as you are in the pictures. My goodness.
That's funny.
See, when you turn 65, you can say whatever you want to say. It can't be held against you.
You got a free pass, most definitely. And especially with as much energy and enthusiasm and everything that you've got for life, it's really inspirational. It really is. So anyone out there, I mean, holy smokes, I mean, if you're in your 30s, I mean, if you don't have this kind of enthusiasm and drive and perseverance and patience in life, I mean, shame on you. You need to learn right now and step up to the plate, seriously. Because life is in session, and there's some serious lessons that have gone on here. On the end of it. So are you I'm going to kind of circle back around. Have you guys kind of semi-committed to coming out to Barcelona or not?
Yeah, we have.
I know everyone now is like, okay, so because like everyone on the call is like they want to know if you're coming.
Yeah, we have. I'd say it's 60% there. I just need to. I can cancel that speaking thing. I mean, they can find 100 other people that can do that. And at this point, I don't care.
We could always make arrangements for you to do like a video Skype call to the other conference. You
offered that before. And you know what? If I'm coming out there, all my focus is going to be there. They can just find another speaker. It's really not that big of a deal.
Okay.
It's really not.
We're really honored to have you.
And now we need to figure out, we have to drive. We're going to, oh gosh, the summer's crazy, but it's like my husband always wants to be in the mountains in the fall. And so, to get him to go somewhere in the fall when he thought he was going to be in the Grand Tetons, and now he's going to be in Spain. But I think the video and the drone might just do the trick. And I don't want to come without him, because then we wouldn't have the experience to talk about, I just like being with him. Yeah.
It's just not right. So I will hold out. I will do this right now. This is what I'll do. So, and I don't want to twist your arm or anything like this, but
Go ahead. I can feel it. It's painful.
Okay. I will pay for your husband's ticket to come over.
Oh
so
my
there's
God.
no excuses as far as that goes. I will literally pay for his ticket to come over. You just send me the bill, whatever it is. I will pay for his ticket to come over, and when he comes over here, I will make sure that at whatever hotel, and we'll have all those arrangements set up, that when he arrives, there'll be a drone right there.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
So just pass him. Just let him know if that's acceptable.
Now, I think he's out there playing with the boys.
And there are, trust me, in Spain there are plenty of countries, drive scenes and stuff you can go to. That's not a problem.
Oh, guess what else?
Yes.
Hablo español un poquito, bastante.
Someone knows a little bit of Spanish.
But it's not
going to serve you well there.
So I learned mine in Mexico City. So
it's all right. It will work here just fine.
Okay, good. I can have a lección.
Yeah. Awesome. So, hey, let's go ahead and wrap up this segment here, because some people have sent into my support desk some questions that they want me to answer live. So I want to honor that and do that. So I don't want to carry on too long in here. Jeannie, thank you. Wow, so much. You've just added incredible value.
I'm so glad.
And you've introduced us into your life and what you've done and your history and stuff, and it's just really such an honor to have others be able to come on a call and not be pitched crap or nothing, just to be introduced into someone's life and how they do things and what they've done, and you've shared niches with us and your site and all kinds of stuff. I mean, an amazing treat. So people on this call that are on here, and there's like a record number on the call, just type in a J.
Yeah, you had more people than I've got. You got more people on yours than I have on mine usually. So.
Yeah, so just to type in J on here if you like this on that. Well over 400 people on the call on this end of it. Yeah, just tons. people not just typing in J, but like J. So really,
So
really good stuff.
if you've tried to connect with me on Facebook, it'll take me a little while because if I'm not already connected with you somehow, I have to know who you are. So if you've got mutual friends or, you know, whatever. Or if I don't answer you, put it in a private message who you are. And because, you know, you just got to be careful. But I want everybody in that wants to be in. But, you know, there's all those military guys. I liked your smile, really.
So yeah, exactly. So just, you know, basically, you know, when you message, if you want to get a hold of Jeanne, she's a fantastic person to get a hold of. Just, you know, let her know how you heard about her, where you heard about her. Obviously, it's going to be on this coaching call. That way, she's going to know because just like everyone else out there, we get all types of, you know, people from half around the world with these fake accounts trying to befriend us and stuff. So,
well, honestly, just sickening. Yeah. Or you could go over here and tell me if I don't answer you because I'm part of that group.
Oh, there we go. Either way, so you have options. How about that?
I got friends here too. That guy, I love that guy.
Yep. He's no, I don't know if he is or not, but he's one of those people that have promised to kind of come out to Barcelona. So we're
Ecuador. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have some. We're gonna have some really good times here. There's no doubt.
Oh,
about
is this kid coming? Oh,
I hope so.
He's one of my favorite little people in the world. He calls me Mama Jeanne. I love him. Oh, there's my buddy too. See, I know a lot of your people, Chris.
Yeah, it's a small world.
I know it.
Awesome stuff. So, and that's a good thing, right? It really is a good thing. It feels good. It's a community.
Yes.
Wow, we got tons. Thank you. We got all kinds of awesome stuff. Jeanne, thank you so much for sharing on this end of it. Thank you. Great call. On and on. Thank you, Jeanne. Fantastic. Love it. On this end of it, just goes on and on. So thank you so much on the end of it. I'm going to take the screen back on here, answer those questions on here, and then we're going to rock and roll from there.
I can't see the questions, so let me figure out how to bring. You'd have to make me an organizer for me to see the questions.
Oh, next time I'll do that. So
okay.
I think we did pretty darn good, just the way we did it there.
Yeah.
So
and if there's any other thing, put the questions in the Facebook group. I'll answer them best I can.
That's an incredible offer right there. So let me.
Oh, there's my friend Stephen Lloyd tagging me. Oh, Stephen, thank you. I want to love that one. I like that heart that's on there now.
Okay, so I'm going to go back and show my screen in just a second here.
Okay. All right.
And we'll get on to the questions. Alrighty. Good stuff. Okay, so fantastic, right? We had...
there you are, back with your black cat. Okay.
Back with my cat, we're good there. Alrighty, so just recording just off for just a second. So I want to restart it, then I'll branch the two together. Okay, cool stuff. So fantastic, right? I mean, and last week we had someone talking about their voicemail drop. We're going to have we've got 10 members that we've already chosen. They're going to come in, they're going to do a beta test with us, they're going to share the results with us. And then the week after that, we've got another Kallzu member who's bringing in leads through a totally unique way. And we have more of this stuff going on. I can feel from the community and feel from the support tickets that come in that when we add to these weekly coaching calls, current members, not people from the outside, but current members who are doing their own thing and their own unique thing and crushing it in different ways, that we get a tremendous amount of response on that end of it. So we're going to continue with that. So stay tuned. And now I want to honor the people who took the time and the effort to send in their questions, which I always promise to answer on that end of it. So let me get started with those because there's some really good questions that came in. So on this end of it, well, let me get this out of the way. So there's some really good questions that came in. So I want to make sure we get this, I get these taken care of. Hi, Chris. After looking at some of the demo sites you've discussed, so the handyman.com, so on and so forth, etc., I see that most of these sites use a summary homepage and then use a location page for everything. Can you help explain the strategy, rationale of making the homepage a city page instead of a generic overview page? Okay, great. Look, there's no, as far as the homepage kind of argument goes versus just showing a city page, either way is going to work fine. That's not the whole point here. The whole point is that once you've got your master domain and you're ranking in 4, 5, 7, 6, 8 cities, after that point you're going to be ranking in hundreds of cities very, very easily. So you want to be able to reach that point. How you got started, whether you want to have, www.mysite.com as your homepage, and then you've got a whole, kind of an intro and a listing with a link to all of your city pages, that's perfectly fine. There's SEO, site-wide structure, there's no issues with that. The way that, Kallzu, the way that we set up our two, and we have over 3,000 pages listing on page 1 between our two main master domain sites. We don't have a homepage. A page is either Houston or Miami on that. It's just a page for a city. And that's just the way we've done it. And we're doing perfectly fine with it. Either way works for you. Just know that in the beginning, if you're going to create a homepage, and as you start to create more pages that go out to different cities, you got to always constantly come back to the home page and add another listing to that. It's a little extra work, not a big deal in the whole scheme of things, but there you have it. Either way works. So good question. Appreciate that. I'm in the process of creating my main page. I want to just state something here really quickly. I haven't seen these questions yet, so if I stammer for a minute afterwards, it's because I'm trying to think of an honest answer. If I don't know the answer, I'll just let you know. But my staff put these together. They put them on the screens based on what you've sent into the support desk. So I'm in the process of creating a main page content. Okay, so can you go over what a good meta tag and description would be, and then the rest of the cities would be the same? That's a good question. I like that. I like that question. So the best way I can answer that question is this. So let me just reiterate the question really quickly on here. And that is, I'm in the process of creating a main page. Their main page, it could be just a home page, but it's probably like a main page, like a /Houston or whatever page, whatever the main city they're going after. Can you go over what the meta tag, that is I'm going to, for those of you who don't know what a meta tag is, I'm going to show you right now, and the description would be, and then the rest of the sites, would they be the same? That's actually an outstanding question. The best way to answer that is just to go for an example here. So let me just do Handyman Phoenix, just kind of my default example on here. If I do, okay, so let me just do that. Okay, so Handyman Phoenix, and keep in mind my IP address is in Spain right now. So we'll come down here, and so we're looking at the title. So what's the title tag? The title tag is right here. Home, this bar, Handyman Connection of Phoenix / Phoenix, Arizona home. Let me go down here a little bit more. I want to avoid these directories on here because I really want you to ignore the directories. You can totally kill it on directories. So this one is the Phoenix Handyman. That's the title This is the title they put, Home Handyman Connection Phoenix AZ. This is another like site, Phoenix Handyman Services, Scottsdale Home Repairs, and ... In other words, it was too long. So the reason I showed you this is because I wanted to show you, and this is almost the case 98.5% of the time, is that the meta title and the descriptions are like horrible. And by just doing a couple of tweaks, you can do amazing things to it. So the first thing you want to notice, and Google does change this, like constantly, they're always in motion. So you want to be really careful about the information that you collect. So sometimes it's just a really good idea just to come in here, and it's just like randomly to come in and do this all the time when you're moving to a new city or whatever. Just say, okay, I need to, instead of just using the exact same thing, I just need to check what Google's up to. And you'll just kind of look at this, and anytime it has this ... that means that they've used too much space. Too much space. So how much space does Google allow here? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. Well, 60 just happens to be the normal recommended out there, and I just proved it right there. Google changes it though. So really, to be safe, I would be 60 and under. So 60 and under, characters plus spaces has to be your title. Now, I don't see it here as an example, but putting your phone number in is the worst thing you can possibly do. What you want to do is you want to put in, you really want to kind of keyword stuff it. This is one of those situations where you can keyword stuff it to just the max. And try to fit in 2 to 3. You usually can only do 2 of your main keywords. Now, every local niche, it's super simple, normally has 1 keyword that's got like the vast majority of searches, like 230 searches, and then the next keyword has got like 100 searches, and then the next one has got like 50, and then it goes down from there. So if you can just at least fit in the top 2 of your keywords, throw them in, seriously, and just separate them with one of these little bars. It's those bars right there. But look what they've thrown in here. They've thrown in the word home, because their page says home. It's stupid. And then Phoenix, Arizona, home? I mean, duh, is that a keyword? No. Handyman Connection of Phoenix? That's probably Handyman Connection. That's probably their brand name. It's stupid. Okay, look what they did here. The Phoenix Handyman. What the fuck? Are you kidding me? So you need to put in here, you've got 60 total characters, including spaces and bars and whatever things you put in there, that you can shove in your 2 main keywords that have the most searches. That's the best way to do that. Now, so that's your title, meta. Now this space right here, okay, this is your meta tags on here. Okay, so this is your meta description. So in your meta description, you want to try to put in here so that it reads well, okay, so it doesn't read like you stuffed it, so that it reads like a good sentence on here, as many of your top keywords that you can squeeze in, okay, that's the game that you play. And forget phone numbers, because phone number is not a main keyword, is it? So just forget that stuff. And that's it. It really comes down to that. Let's take a look at another one on here. This is an example of like some really bad ones. Let's take a look at someplace else. So San Diego. So let's take a look at San Diego. Hopefully San Diego markers do a little bit better job. Let's check them out. San Diego handyman repair. That's probably the top keyword is what I'm guessing. Repairs, services, and remodeling. And Google's smart enough to do handyman repair, because they did repair twice here, right? So that was stupid. So they could replace it with another word. Handyman services, is that the second top ranking keyword? Handyman remodeling, is that the third keyword for handyman? It's not, but not too bad. Better than what we've seen before here. Yeah, so look at the title here. San Diego half-price handyman. Is anybody actually type in half-price handyman? No. Does anybody type in Jeremy Simpkins? No. Complete waste of the 60 spaces. You see how easy it is to crush it with these? Look at this. San Diego handyman. He's all the way down at the bottom, but you know what? He's missing out on another 30 characters on here. So let me just do this one more time. We'll see what else everyone is doing. Houston. See, look, to be in the top 1%, you know, you've always heard about what does it take to be the top 1%? Oh, the top 1% live this incredible lifestyle. You just got to do 10% more effort than everyone else every day. That's so little. Come on. Everyone can be in the 1% if you just do 10% more work, 10% more mental effort than everyone else. Okay. Okay, so this is not bad on here. Well, this is it's one of the sites I'm associated with on here. Let me skip that. One call home handyman. So home repair and maintenance. So they got some keywords here, and Google's smart enough to kind of group different keywords together. It's like handyman repair, handyman maintenance, handyman home. They'll kind of throw that stuff together. HoustonHandyman.com. That's like the dumbest, you know, who did this? There's another 45 characters you could put on here. I mean, even if you were dumb, you would put at least the phone number. Oh, this is cute. The zip code. How many people are going to enter in the zip code? Are you seeing how little the competition is out here? Let me just show you how small the competition is. This is ridiculous. So let me just pull up this site. I'm going off on a little tangent on here, so not bad as far as the colors go. A little irritating though. So this is Uncall Handyman, which is in Houston. Let me copy this, and let's just check out, you know, why they're ranking right here. Let's just do this on here. Let me log in. Bam. Let's take a look at the backlink structure on here, because this will tell all, right? This is like handyman with your clothes off. This is handyman naked. Where are you right now? What, are you joking me? A trust flow of 4 and a citation of 20. Anyone knows anything about Majestic and how they measure? I mean, if your trust flow, the farther your trust flow is in numbers from your citation, then it screams spammy links. This is horrific, but they're still ranking on page 1. This is how easy you could crush it. So let's find out exactly why this is not like a 19 trust flow and a 20 citation flow, or an 18 trust flow and a 20, or a 22 trust flow and a 20. That would be normal. This is screaming, I'm spamming. Who is probably in their backlinks on this end of it. So let's take a look at their backlinks on here. Let's look at their anchor text, actually. That's what I wanted to look at. Okay. Not horribly bad. Not horribly bad at all. One Call Handyman. That's basically that's their brand name. That's not too bad. And they went on with a naked anchor text, a different version of their naked anchor text. No anchor text was cool, probably an image or something like that. Click at this website. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. There's another reason that they're so bad with that. It's got to be the quality of their backlinks on here. On that end of it. So I'm going to just pull up their backlinks and see what's going on with that. There's got to be. There's a reason why this is happening on here. So let me just look at this, and let me just pull up this next one and this next one, because all this stuff leaves clues. Alrighty. Wow. cut above cooking team. Okay. Yeah. What does this site look like to you folks? Whoa. What does this site look like to you? What is this? What the fuck is this? What is this called? This is called, oh my God. See, oh geez. This is classic. I love that this example came up. Thank you so much for this. Okay, so what is all this stuff? This is a private, this is what I would call, excuse me for the language, this is called a private blog network whore, is what this is on here. Check it out. This is all links. They're selling these links. These are all links going out to just everybody and their mother and father and grandmother and everyone else. This is a horrible backlink. We don't teach this kind of stuff, do we? In fact, if you go through the course, I go over examples of just like this. I mean, this is horrific. So anyways, enough is enough. Well, I'll just go one more just for the humor of it. One call handyman, Houston. Okay, so they got a little bit of a site here. What are we looking at here on this end of it? It's not bad. So that's not a bad link on this end of it. What's this? This is another. Look at this site. Look at this site. This is another just total private blog network whore on here. Are you kidding me? Teeth whitening, Star Wars. This is a dad. This is all just selling backlinks. And this is all have to do with, they're all selling backlinks on this end of it. And if we were to do more on this site, we would say, look at this stuff, look at this. Let me go back here. I give like half an hour just rants and so many examples of not to do these kind of sites. Look at this. Handyman. What does this have to do with this? More handyman stuff. These are all just in home improvement. These are all just going out to all kinds of other sites on here. We don't teach anybody how to do this kind of stuff. This is not what we do, folks. And this is why this is how easy it is to crush them. So look, they have a bad title tags. They're not fully utilizing the 60. And by the way, the meta tags is around 160 or less. You can always get the update by going counting. And Google, by the way, which is a good idea to do always. Don't wait for Moz or someone else to come up with some kind of report on it. Just find out yourself. And that's how you do that. And this is how you not do backlinking. And even though they're doing bad linking, they're still ranking #1, or not #1, but on page 1 in Houston. So that in its weird twist itself should be motivation for anybody on that end of it. So let me go back to the questions here. I feel like I'm moving kind of slow, so that was I think that was the first question. So let me speed it up a bit and get to the second question. I'm in Module 4, and I wanted to know if there is any video later in the course where Chris teaches how to do it in a way that gets maximum love from Google. Thank you, staff, for writing the little answer down below for me. Yes, the answer is Module 7, Video 7, and I got great staff. Isn't that awesome? Let me just go back here. I'm going to show you right now. So where are they? Right here. This one. Okay. So on here. So yes, there is. Go to Module 7, Video 7 to get maximum love from Google. And I'll let you follow that Creative Commons. I'm going to keep this one here because this is like a really good, this may come up again. So I want to save that on here. Here's a question for today's webinar. Should we have photographs with our logo photoshopped on the office building for each city page? Okay, so I have kind of a love-hate relationship with the bonus that I've offered, which I'm not going to offer anymore. It's done with. Because I think it works against your main purpose and your main goal here. And that's that whole Google Places 3-pack. It sounds like Google 3-pack hack. Yeah, we figured out how to do it. No, we haven't built our successful business off of doing that hack. It's a hack, people. You want to build a good business off of good SEO, good clean SEO, and good paid traffic. And that's how you're going to do it. You're not going to do it with hacks. It's a nice little way to add a little hacky here and hacky there and get a little bit of traffic in. It's fine in the beginning, but do not treat it as a long-term deal. It's just not a good business model to keep long-term. So the question is here is for, should you be able, the photographs with our logo and stuff in the center. But this is in Module 9. Super hacky stuff. I'm almost embarrassed how hacky it is, to be honest with you, but it works. It works like crazy. But just don't build the whole business off of it, okay? Because it's not sustainable. So yeah, you really should have on the end of it. You can get that done at Fiverr, or anyone who's good at Photoshop. Super easy to do. Reviewing the past webinars, you mentioned that you are running 4 businesses. Yes. I wanted to ask you how you handle and manage running 4 webinars. Well, 4 businesses. I don't do the webinars and all the businesses. It's just this one. Without getting overwhelmed and getting bogged down in the muck. Number 2, could you talk about the time management regarding the 4 businesses? Is it something like managing one business one day and then the next and the other, or I would like to see your perspective? Okay, that's good. That's a valid question. Appreciate that. Let me just kind of add the caveat in here. I'm not perfect by any means. I'm a student in motion, constantly learning and stuff. So I don't have all this stuff figured out. So there are definitely days I wake up and I'm like going, oh my God. But as I've talked about before, if you go into the kallzu.biz, log in your member site, go in and look at a couple, it's like the end of April, early May. It was a 2-part series. I talked about building your dream team. And that was right before I was leaving for the Philippines to open up a new office. Now, I have an existing office there, a staff of 34. And I opened up a new office. And the new office is handling new projects and stuff. But my 2 coaching calls that I did were just focused around creating your dream team. And I don't want to start that. I don't want to repeat that whole thing. Just go and watch them. The summary of it is this, is that the 2 main key takeaways, and we had a lot of positive feedback from those 2, was number 1, hire before you need it. So the whole concept behind it is that if you're like building like a dream team, like basketball team or football team or baseball team or whatever you can imagine that relates with you, if you got the best freaking player in the world on your team, wouldn't you want to take them out to games and have them play? Yeah, you would. You wouldn't just want to let them sit there. So if you go out and find the best teammates you possibly can on your team, which is your business, and you hire them before you have enough work for them, what is that going to force you to do as an owner of the company? Think about that question. Think about that for a minute. What's it going to force you to do? It's going to force you to go out and do what you should have been doing the whole time, which is growing and expanding your business and putting all the work on to your dream team. Okay? That's an incredible position to be in. To be in a position where you've trained and hired and nurtured and you understand these people that are running your company. You're still directing, you're still holding the steering wheel of the ship, okay? But they're the ones that are taking care of all the nuances and everything below that. So that's how I do it. I never stop sending out resumes, forever. That is a constant, because even if I think in the future, man, we don't need it at all right now, but man, we have a pretty good, Facebook AdWords account manager. He's pretty darn good. I wonder if there's somebody better out there. Let's send out the resumes. Let's just flood the market with the resumes and just put top dollar bonus and all this kind of stuff. So we just attract the best of the best. And let's see what happens. You know what? The best of the best, it's going to take you months to get, even for somebody like that's going to do WordPress or copywriting for you. It's going to take months to find that person. Okay? It's just the way it is. It's the way the market works. And then all of a sudden you find that person, it's like, and you interview them, and you do a Skype video, and you're like, holy shit, this person is like the Michael Jordan of basketball teams, and they're interviewing me now, they're considering working for my company. You get excited at that point. It's like, wow, I got to really step up my game so I can get them some work and let them play on my field now. I mean, that's the way it needs to be, folks. I mean, think about this business for a second. This business is really super freaking simple. What do? You build the website. You build the master domain site. You can train anybody in the world to do that. There's no rocket science to it. What are you doing after that? You're basically contacting us for more private blogging networks, more Web 2.0s. You're communicating with the community for backlinks. You're managing crowd search, which is a key component of this, by the way. And then on the side, you're doing like a local, local preferably, national is okay, of niche, blogs and forums and adding content, just being part of the www community, which Google loves. That's what you're doing. All of these things, and then you're adding new cities, and all you're doing is just rewriting your homepage, so it's at least 70-80% different than your regular one. It doesn't need to be 100% original, just like different. Just rewrite it. Can you not train and hire anyone to do that? Of course you can. And that's what you should be doing. You should not be doing this. Anyways, I go on for that. I went on for it so much so that it took 2 coaching calls to do on that end of it. So, how do I do that? I do it by hiring dream teams and never stop hiring them. And you're going to get internal turnover. That's part of business. Even the best of people, and you got the best packages, and you got the best going on. Life happens and people turn over. So you get this. You've got to constantly be hiring and constantly be moving forward with that on that end of it. And as far as managing day-to-day on that end of it, I make sure that whatever I'm doing, I'm outsourcing. I outsource literally everything. So it's like, let me just give an example of outsourcing so you can kind of expand it. This is how much I value my time. So I've shared a little bit on Facebook and stuff about how much I've traveled lately. So I've been to Hong Kong, I've been in China, I've been to Zurich, this is all business trips. I've been to Manila, and then back to Barcelona, all within 21 days. That's a lot of plane tickets. That's a lot of hotel and Airbnb stuff. I could have spent 5-8 hours easily arranging all that stuff. No, I hire that out. So I can spend those 5 or 8 hours either resting my brain and sleeping, getting some sleep, or doing other high-level business. So you can outsource literally everything. This month is insane. This month is Dublin, then that's going to be Ontario, then we're going after that. There was one, I've even forgotten. I have to look at the schedule because I haven't set it up. And then after that, I've got Korea, and then I got back to Manila, and then I've got Tokyo, and then I got to go back to Barcelona for the event. And who's going to set up the event and the venue? That's like 40, 50, 100 hours. I don't have time to do that. If I did, I wouldn't have time for higher operations of this other stuff on here. So you have to hire other people to do this stuff for you. And my biggest recommendation is to hire before you need somebody. So it puts you in a position to where you say, this is a superstar. I don't want to lose them. I got to find work. I got to find more work for them. So that's what I would do. Okay, last question on here. Here's a question for today's webinar. Should we have photographs with our logo photoshopped onto the office buildings? Did that already, was this double taken? I feel like I've already answered that. Anyways, I don't know. I'm tired. It's late in Barcelona time. It's my bedtime. So, yes, ideally you should if you want to do the Google 3-pack. Then you're definitely going to want to have photos of the front of your building. I've shown you methods you can do that just right off a line. And I've shown you examples, and all the examples I gave are examples. We just got the photos online, and we just had our Photoshop guy just layer our our fake business logo over the top of them. And you saw the photos there in Module 9. They looked perfectly good. They passed a Google manual test on that end of it. But again, that is a hack, and your main focus should be on building your dream team, should be on building your master domain site through good SEO, and then layering on top of that some pay-per-call advertisement, and you'll blow it out of the water, okay, on that end of it. So, wow, we've been on here for like 2 hours. So, look, this has been a fantastic call. I don't want to run it over 2 hours. One more minute's going to be 2 hours, so I'm going to wrap it up here. So I want to personally thank Jeanne. She's a wonderful lady, right? And it's just, you know, it's just everything she has to say, and she just wants to share her life and what she does, and everything's just so open. It's really, really good stuff. I mean, rarely in this community do you ever find that kind of transparency on the end of it. So, you know, water finds its own level, and, you know, we're here together tonight. So I appreciate that. Jeanne, thank you so much. And then, you know, she mentioned Steve on here. Steve's a fantastic guy. Look to see Lloyd. He's in the Facebook group all the time. He's the guy who's like posting inspirational stuff. He doesn't have to do that stuff. And he does that. So, you know, thank him for that the next time he does that. Seriously. He will be at the Barcelona event with his significant other, and then they're going to travel on, and you know, the guy has a lot of value. He's got a radio background. He did a video testimonial and stuff at the Vegas event. It was like, you could just tell on the camera, it's like action. And he was right into it. So I appreciate that so much. And everyone who came on the call, we had like a record number of people come on a coaching call. There was well over 400 people on the call. And thank you so much, each and every one of you who decided to take time out of your busy day to spend time with me and Jeanne and basically the calls of the community. And I hope at the end of this we added some value to you. That's the whole end goal. I have no link at the end to buy something. This is just like, you know, we're adding value to the community on here, and we all rise together. So I guess the end thing I just want to end up with and just summarize with is patience, patience, patience. Patience and hustle. Get out there and hustle and have some patience. When you combine patience and hustle, you're going to persevere. You're going to make it on this end of it. You really, really are. Especially with a business model like this. It's so freaking simple. I mean, literally. I mean, if you're not convinced, go out on your own and reverse engineer MrHandyman.com. Go on, reverse engineer, you know, rehab. .org. I mean, these are $100 million sites and $32 million sites. They're easy, folks. Look at how many cities they're in. Check out every city that they're in. Did they totally rewrite every page like perfectly? No, of course not. And then out of their 5 or 7 cities, the same freaking pattern every time. And they're ranking in other big cities on here, Houston, Dallas, Miami, Orlando. How many backlinks do they got? 0, 1, 2, 3, and what kind of backlinks are they? 9 times out of 10, they're just citation backlinks. I mean, this is what it takes, but you got to get through that tipping point, okay? You can't just look at it and go, oh, 3 weeks has passed, this doesn't work, I'm done trying. Hey, guess what happens? You know what? Come visit me and others who decide to stick with it and have the patience and the hustle to stick with it in 2017, 2018, 2021. We'll be in a completely different place, and you'll be in the same place as you are right now. You know, jump on the train, jump on the patience train, jump on the hustle train, and do this with us. This really, really works on here. I don't know anything out there, you know, nothing. Penny stocks, trading stocks, certainly not Amazon stores, Shopify stores, and I know a lot about those, by the way, because I invest in those all the time. I'll talk about that some other time. But nothing, all of it's a patience game. Patience, perseverance, consistency. That's what it takes. The only reason I'm here and where I am right now, the only reason my son is where he is right now at the ripe age of 13. Can you believe that? 13 years old. He's dealing with all kinds of incredible pressures. It's unbelievable. It's because we have patience. Patience and hustle wins every single time. My name is Chris Winters. Thank you so much for attending. I really appreciate it. We'll talk to you on the next call.